want to take a moment to see if we have guests today and give a welcome. So I believe we have someone that identified themselves as John from the Dripping Springs. And John, would you wave and let us see where you are?
This is me. I've invited John to join us today. He has been a Lion in the past, and he lives in Dripping Springs, and he's a potential member. He's a bit restricted in that he lives in a gorgeous area out in nature, but has difficulty driving due to some of his eye conditions. So I've invited him to join. This is a perfect venue for him to be involved.
Well, welcome, John, and glad to have you as part of our meeting today. Any other guests? Okay, I'm not seeing any other hands. So we welcome John, and we'll move on. And for announcements today, let me just ask, I hope that you received the news, the Austin Thunder Lions news that you should have received by email yesterday or so. And I'll just kind of highlight a few things that were included in there. First of all, give a shout out to Mim and the group that helped put on the new member orientation this week and part of it last week. So that was wonderful. It was interesting and very informative. So thank you very much to Mim and her group that put that orientation on very successfully. Part of the orientation was to encourage our new members about tell them a little bit about our club, but also to encourage them to wear the logo and what the logo meant, and wear the shirts with the logo on it, as many of us try to do. And but that leads me on to we have a door prize today for someone that might be interested in some shirts that were donated by former Mayor Gus Garcia. Former Mayor Gus Garcia was a member of our club for many years and passed away just a couple of years ago. And his wife, Marina, has been cleaning out and prepares his shirts that might be useful to some other member that doesn't have a shirt. And so let me just show you quickly what they look like. There they are, I think. Thank you for putting those up. And one is collarless and the other one does have a collar. Both of them very nice shirts, but they both are size XL. So if you are interested and wear a size XL, please make a little note to me on the chat or send me an email, and those will be passed on to you for finding a new home for these shirts. So thank you very much to Marina Garcia for thinking about our Lions Club and bringing these shirts to us. Moving on with another announcement, want to mention that next week our program will be by our governor, who will bring us, who will be with us and help us with that with the program. So I just mention this because we want to have a good turnout for the governors being with us, and it will all be by Zoom. So we will have him in our presence, but by Zoom. All right. Well,
Rudy, may I interject?
Yes, please.
You might clarify that that's our Lions District Governor, not Greg Abbott.
Oh. I made the wrong assumption that everybody would know that, but yes, you're absolutely correct. So, so it will be our line Gary Fox, District Governor Gary, and so he will be joining us. So thank you very much, JP. Let me see. Oh, we want to acknowledge birthdays. Have 2 birthdays this week from our group in the Lions, and we have Greg Hartwriter. Greg's name is not heard that often, but he's a very active participant when he is here. He helps us with our sportsmanship awards, and so we recognize Greg's birthday on the 6th. And then we also, on the 6th, we have another Lion having a birthday, Sam Hammett. So Sam's birthday is coming up, so we shout out to both Greg and Sam and wish them happy birthday.
Hey, Rudy.
Yes.
Laura's birthday is this month also.
Oh, all right. Well, we don't want to forget her birthday. We may acknowledge that more openly next week. But thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. We don't want to leave anybody out. But anyway, we'll make a note to be sure that it's included for next week. Thank you, Norman. Part of the announcements that we made on our news that went out, like I said, in the last couple of days was another little sales pitch for our Rose Day. And Rose Day has, on the website, we have our form that needs to be used for filling out your order of roses. And that was also included in the news that we sent out. So today, we're going to continue with our activity of promoting the roses and have another auction. And our Rose Day auction is, if JP is ready, we'll turn it over to you and see if see what our roses look like today.
Thank you, Rudy. And Robert does have those dozen roses, showing them in the picture there. Today we will start the auction at $5, but I already have that. So our next bid will be $10, and the ground rules are that the winning bidder will receive those roses delivered by hand sanitized Robert Watson at sometime in the near future. So I saw $10 come up from Shirley. Shirley, give me $10. It can be 15. Anybody 15? I see 15 somewhere. Greg 15. Sandy 20. John 25. 25. John? Yes. Anybody give me 30? I need 30. Give me 35. I need 30. I need 30. Somebody give me 30. Got 25. Give me 30. I see Robert Watson waving his hand at 30. Anybody give me 35? 35, Tommy. 40. 40. 40, Tommy. I got you at 35, Tommy. Who'll give me 40? Who give me 40? Somebody
Shirley.
give me 40? There's Shirley Dolman to give me 40. Give me 45. Somebody 45? 45. 45. Tommy, Shirley, give me 50.
Robertson.
Shirley, give me 50. I got 45 from Tommy. Auctioneer has 50. Who'll give me 55? Who'll give me 55? I got 50, need 55. Well, I will send a check then, and Robert Watson will deliver those to my house, I assume. And I'll announce to you that 56 years ago this Saturday, Judy and I were married in San Angelo. So it's a good time for roses.
That's great. Congratulations.
Wow, congratulations. And JP, you probably still had a barber in those days that you visited every now and then. So
That's nasty.
I got value when I went to the barber shop then. I don't get very good value today.
Anyway, congratulations to you and to Judy. Well, we're ready for our program. And so to introduce our speaker, we are going to ask Sam Reese to tell us a little bit about our speaker. Sam, if you're ready.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay, we're very fortunate to have Kim Chi Trent. She does have her doctors of optometry, and but she prefers to be called Kim. So we will acknowledge the way she would like to be acknowledged. She was born in Saigon in Vietnam and came to the United States at age 19. Kim understands the importance of education, persistence, and hard work in achieving one's goals. She is strongly a believer in education. I've known her the last couple of years, and she really has shown that. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. She graduated from the University of Illinois at Chicago with a bachelor's degree in biochemistry, went on to study optometry at Salus University in Pennsylvania. As an optometrist practicing in her private clinic, Kim has partnered with many nonprofit organizations, including the Austin Founders Lions Clubs, in helping local U.S. communities and a way of giving back to the country she now calls home. Kim is also a founder of the current president of Open Eyes Beyond Border, and that's what she'll be talking about in Vietnam, a nonprofit organization that focuses on helping disadvantaged children everywhere to see well and learn. From a personal standpoint, I'd like to add this. 2 years ago, when I met her, the VSP that was giving us our vouchers gave me a list of doctors for us to use. So I contacted Kim and we discussed it, and we sent a lot of our patients to get our clients to get glasses from her office. She has been an outstanding participant and has helped us tremendously. Second, 2 years ago, the VSP decided that they were going to send the van down to in December 2020, Coach for Kids, and they needed doctors. And Kim said, "I'll provide all the doctors that you will need." And so Kim really believes in helping the community, and I strongly believe that, and I'm very, very glad that she's here. And of course, as we all know, she's also going to Lake Charles tomorrow to help the victims in the hurricane, and she's just that kind of a person. And so now, with great honor, I'd like to introduce Kim Chi Trent as our speaker.
Thank you, Sam. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the kind introduction. I'm gonna jump right through the presentation slide, and hopefully we get this right. So let me share some of the content with you. Can everyone see that?
Yeah, I see. Open eyes.
Okay. Do you see the slideshow now?
I don't.
Okay, let me see if I can add this.
I see it.
You see it?
Yes, I
Well,
see
we
it.
don't see your slides though. We just see your
Okay,
name.
let me make sure.
Go to share screen and then select the
Share screen. 62770. Okay. Does everyone see that now?
No, we
Nope.
still just see your name.
Present.
I see a screen that says
How about
Kimchi
now?
Opens Beyond.
Do you see that now?
No, we still just see your name. Are you using an iPad or a
Yes,
laptop?
I'm on iPad.
Okay. I'm not familiar with iPad's
Um,
layout.
if I may make a suggestion, up on the right-hand corner, click play.
Okay, I
And
did.
then at the bottom, share.
Play. It should
And then
present on this device, and it's played the screen already. Let me see. Let me go back to the Zoom app and see.
Yes, you need to do it from the Zoom app and do
Okay.
share screen.
Share screen.
I think you have to share screen, and then after you push play, then you have to share again.
Recording.
Now we're seeing that.
Do you see the eye?
MG
No, we
Open
just see
Eyes
it.
Beyond Border.
All we see is just your name.
It's your title page.
Present to the meeting. Let me type in the meeting ID and see if it put play from the slideshow.
We already have the Zoom app open, so just go to the Zoom app and then select share screen.
Yeah, I did that. So- the screen on the Zoom app, and it would say, so if it play from a Google slide, do I? That's Google Drive. That's not it. The Google slide. It's still not showing.
Right. I see the title page.
Go to the next slide and see if it makes a difference.
Okay. It I already moved to the second slide.
Oh, okay, that's not it then.
It's not it. Because it has an option to present. Do you see the screen moving at all?
No.
No.
The title page. Down on your laptop, you can also hit the arrows at the very bottom to move to the next slide and see if that happens.
Yeah.
The little arrows.
Yes, it did. I press on that. Huh.
Can I read this really quickly?
Yes.
Step 1, open Zoom app, start your join meeting, tap the share content button.
Yeah. And I
You're
have
listing and you tap screen.
let me see if I can do the web link, and then maybe that will do it. Share file.
The last step is start broadcast.
Okay.
Select Zoom.
Zoom.
Kim, I tell you what, I've got a copy of your presentation. Let me just share it from here, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Oh, wait a
Okay,
minute.
can you
Oh, there
see
you
now?
go. That's yours. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect.
That's you.
Yay. Okay, so it works by the link then. Great. I apologize everyone for the delay, technical. Yeah, so okay, so now with all this going on, the question of childhood vision wellness exam is even essential more now than ever. And just also a disclaimer that I have no, some of the equipments I mentioned in here, I have no personal interest or contract or with them. And so with this time, a lot of things are going on with COVID-19. Obviously, you've heard in the news, it affects the eyes, and the way it will transmit to your body. Do we wear masks? No mask? Go out? Don't go out? Well, what this got to do with vision, and especially children? Well, the truth is COVID-19 has to do everything with children and behavior. With increase in digital screen time and less outdoor time, along with indoor isolation and decrease in social interaction, we've seen an increase in screen time that families and children use have gone up from 2 hours a day to 8 to 10 hours a day. That obviously is in itself the deadly combination with excessive near work, much less outdoor time. We would have a risk of having myopia at a much younger age. And then the risk of high myopia is also increased. So let me just explain a little bit what that means. So you know, in a regular myopic eye, which is just a low, maybe -2, -3 eye, you already have an eye that a bit longer than normal eyes. But in a very highly myopic eyes, that actual length or that whole eye length would be much longer. And if you look at the retinal image in the bottom, you can see with the regular low myopic eye, the retina is not as scarring, and it looks pretty smooth, almost like a regular eye, versus in a highly myopic eye, that's what we call degenerative. The cornea has a lot more scarring, a lot more disruptive pigments, and that can also lead to some other problems like retinal detachment or tear. And sometimes even with the best glasses, they don't see well, so it can really affect their quality of vision and life. And obviously, the definition of myopia or short-sightedness or nearsightedness is the inability to see things clearly unless they are relatively close to the eyes. And so how do we scope with that? How do we actually make things, make myopia not advancing so fast? So the studies have shown that regular and healthy exposure to sunlight is essential to the eye development, the health, and also the mental development. My favorite theme to say for this COVID time would be just to keep myopia and away, go outside and play. And we've been telling families that too, just to really slow down that progression of myopia. I have the fortunate time that I was able to visit this Escalante National Monument in Utah recently, and this picture sort of resonates to a lot of the sayings, how the eyes are the window of the soul, to the soul, and vision is the window to the world. And I think it's really true to the well-being of everybody, and it's just a really cool picture to share. So anyway, so yeah, we I am so with Open Eyes Beyond Border, we have had this very humble beginning when we came down to Port Arthur 3 years ago just to help out with the relief effort. The devastating was just overwhelming. So we did a couple of trips just doing reliefs, hygiene kits, food, and we didn't think that was enough. We came back, talked to some more volunteers and our team, and we came down a few weeks after. We set up this charity vision clinic, and we would bring pretty much all of our equipment from our office down. In upper right, where you see the machine, the round one, that is the Optos machine. So it's a retinal scan image. We were able to scan everybody's eyes and quickly got through the exam. We went down there and have to stay there for one night because the drive was 4 hours. And after working for 6 hours straight, we couldn't go home after that. So we actually stayed one night at that relief location. And that one day we did the exam for everybody and got the prescription, and we went back and make the glasses and then send back to them a few weeks later. And we were able to service about 373 relief of hurricane victims. And that was some of the team that was working with us there. And so after our first relief effort and helping out a community, we organized our first mission trip overseas, and that was July last year. We did the trip to the central area of Vietnam in Quang Ngai and the Mekong Delta area in Long An, and yeah, so there's some of the things that we definitely have to prepare a lot before going to a country overseas, especially the logistic planning. Obviously, we did a lot of packing, sorting of frames. We were able to receive, or very fortunate to receive, some of the frames that donate to us from VSP and your group, Austin Founder Lions Club, and also some others like Restoring Vision and other partners. As you can see in the packing, we also bought a lot of candies. You know, all the children love American candies, especially the M&M. So we thought that will bring a smile to their face. And now we have so many readers' glasses along that we purchased our own vitamins that we packed along. So it was quite an experience. We actually shipped most of the stuff ahead of time because flying international, if we were to take those boxes, we would incur a lot of baggage fees. And so we sent them out before we were flying, and we only took the essentials handheld equipment with us. So we flew into Da Nang, Vietnam, which is like a pretty big city now in central Vietnam. And that screen there is from one of the scene in Da Nang at nighttime. We stayed there for a night before we headed down to smaller villages in remote areas. And then the second part of the mission trip, we went to south of Vietnam, which is the Mekong Delta area. So we transit with American Airlines, and it's a smaller planes. And the second photo down is Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon. And it's a very bright, vibrant city now. But the area that we service would be 3 hours in the Mekong Delta area. So with this trip, we were hoping to, set up vision clinic care for remote village children. We help them with school supplies. We also give some of the sponsorship or scholarship awards to very poor kids. So that way we can kind of help them continue school all the way until high school. And we gave them the bikes. Some of the children don't have a bicycle, or they have to walk to school about 5 kilometers each day, one way and then back. And giving them a bike would make going to school much easier for them. And along with that, we gave them food and vitamins. Our focus has always been helping the very underserved, the underprivileged children, and also helping them not just give them something, but really help them with, giving them the tools to be successful. As you can see here, we have pictures of village children and the morning crowd. A lot of families and kids will be waiting for us like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, even though we told them that we're gonna arrive about 7 or 7:30. They would be standing there and wait for our van to arrive. So it's a very emotional kind of scene to arrive to. And then when we got there, we quickly set up. We have some local volunteers to help us with vision screening. And you can see that we utilize the spot screening equipments, and it's a very useful tool, especially for these mission trips. And the usual setups, we have the VA screening, the spot screening, and then also the retina evaluation with our handheld equipments. And then in the end, they would go out and get some glasses. And of course, all that happened before COVID. So we were able to have a big crowd waiting around. And the thing that seems to be happening each day would be after the trip, after the mission day, we would go back, sort everything again, pack them up, charge up all our equipments, and then go out the next day and do the mission. So we had 2 days, 1 day on, 1 day mission, 1 day on, 1 day off, and then a break, and then 2 days straight for a mission. So the equipments always have to be charged up and ready to go. Besides the vision clinic, like I said, we help the local village with bikes, school supply, and scholarships. So we also have some of the children that travel with us during that mission trip to help out and volunteers. So those the one that dressed in blue. And so it's one of those few challenges that I thought was interesting when we went on a mission trip. Obviously, the language wasn't the problem, but we did get lost. Even with a local guy, and we hire local drivers, the area was quite remote, and we got lost. So we lose some times in between. Also, pretty hot and humid working conditions. So it could go up to about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and there's no AC, just pretty much fan and natural wind to kind of keep us cool for the day. And if you look, in those two pictures, you can see the children and the volunteer holding cardboards over the child, and partly because of the lighting, it wasn't ideal to those screening machines. And you all know, in your work is we kind of need pretty dark room for it. And even though we had all the rooms covered, doors, windows, it was still pretty bright. So that was another interesting challenge, and something to kind of note off. And then we have a picture with inexperienced volunteers where they would have the vision screening with both eyes. Instead of having the child cover one eye at the time, we went through about 40 kids before we realized that this one volunteer has been checking the kids' vision with both eyes. So we had to kind of call them back and redo them. And then also, if we when we found some of the cases that we thought that needed to be followed, it was quite hard to find advanced follow-up cares, even any optometry or ophthalmology practices around to send them. We didn't, in our trip, we didn't see anything that required immediate surgery or attention, just something to require like monitored, but that was still something that of a bit of a concern. So with our first mission trip, we were able to help out over 1,000 kids. We gave away 328 pairs of prescription lenses. And then we also gave them shampoo, baby shampoo, to clean their eyelids and lashes, because blepharitis, which is one of the inflammations and kind of like dandruffs on the eyelashes, is somewhat prevalent in that area. So yeah, and then along with eye vitamins, eye drops, and allergy meds, we also give to the kids there. One interesting note that we've noticed is the further we go out and away from the city, that some of the numbers of children that have myopia seem to be a little bit less, but we have a lot of hyperopia cases. So we end up giving out quite a bit of reading glasses to those children actually. All right, and this is what we call the bonus when you go on a mission trip. Obviously, you get to try some of the very exotic food and some home cooking with the volunteers, local volunteers, and got to see some amazing sights and that cultural experience and a change in perspective when we go out the country and see what's out there. Our program, Open Eyes Beyond Border, specifically work with families and kids, and we encourage family to bring kids along to volunteer and travel. And the more they see what's out there, the better perspective they'll have of what's going on, and they have a bit more appreciation of what's going on and what they actually have here in the U.S. My best bonus experience is after the end of everything, we got to sit down enjoying what we have achieved or worked, and despite all of the difficulties, and enjoy that one cup of coffee, and that was that one best bonus for me. Over the years, I've moved to Texas since 2007. I graduated from optometry school in 2004. I've worked with quite a few partner organizations to promote healthy vision and to prevent blindness in children and pretty much community. And yeah, in one photo, you can recognize some of your colleagues there at the last health fair that we did together. And some other health fairs I've been to. I also work with RAM USA, where you see that big crowd in blue. They are one of the big organization in helping our community. They actually have their own trailer that etch glasses on the same day. And so you can see in the lower right corner, that's a photo of their optical trailer. Pretty impressive. When they come, they do the whole 9 yards of dental, medical, and vision. All right, so for Open Eyes Beyond Border, OBB in short, we actually do a bit more to give back in communities. Over the last year, we did the Fun Field Fest, where you see a lot of children in beautiful costumes in that lower photo, and that to kind of give back to the community and families. But also we had the COVID relief, where we give out grocery for family in need. We sent out the shields, the facial shield and mask for clinics and businesses during the opening of the phase, reopening phase after COVID. With the upper right corner photo, we did the Hygiene Kits giveaway to the homeless community downtown Austin just the past month. That's also, we partner with Heart to Heart Internationals, and we got those hygiene kits donated from them. And we also get some of the masks donated by some of the local volunteers to give out to the homeless community. Yeah. So, all right, so for the next phase, at home and abroad, with COVID and pandemic, what's next for vision care and vision screening? Obviously, so many things have changed, obviously, in our life. Something goes up, something goes down, but we want to address the main concern now more than ever would be prevent myopia from developing into high myopia. As you can see, high myopia is very devastating to the vision and the lifestyle. And also uncorrected myopia is the major cause of blindness. And so not only we need to even make sure that the children or the population, any problem should be identified early, but also not going into something extreme prescription. So why do we do what we do? Partly for us organization, but also I think for many organizations that work along vision wellness, we realize that 80% of learning information is presented visually. And clear vision is obviously essential for all students of all ages to reach their full academic potential. So the earlier we can identify the problem for them, the better. So early childhood vision care, including screening in your organization and us working together, it's really helped to detect early childhood childhood eye disease and preventing blindness, and also allow children to be visually ready for school. So yes, we can do it, just keep on screening. And even with COVID-19, I think it's important to take precaution, but still move on and continue that care process because it will really help the long term. So I'm gonna come into this conclusion and the end of my presentation that vision to me, personally, would mean not just seeing, but seeing beyond the impossibilities. So there's so much more that we can do, and the impact, the positive impact that we do when we help someone visually. And so, yeah, just keep on doing what you love and make a difference. And again, I want to thank you, Lion St. Louis and Austin Founder Lions Club, for giving me this opportunity to present. And I would open up for questions now if you have any. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Kim. Thank you for allowing us to ask questions. So we'll see who might have a question. If you'll raise your hand, please.
Yes,
Hey,
ma'am.
can I go first? Kim, could you explain specifically myopia? That's nearsighted, right?
Yes, sir. Okay, so myopia is nearsightedness or short-sightedness. And that means you can only see up close, but it's hard to see far away. And the numbers when you scan on the machine will come out like a negative of something, negative of something. Did that answer your question, Sam?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Doctor. You did.
JP, I think you have your hand up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Rudy, thank you. First, my congratulations, Kim, to your excellent presentation and for the work you're doing. I guess I need to go back a little further and ask, how is it that we're blessed to have you in Austin, Texas? How did you wind up here and why?
Yes. So I was born in Vietnam, so I always wanted to live in some place warm. I first moved to the U.S. at age 19, but it was in Chicago. And when I got married, I went to Seattle. So both my husband and I didn't feel like we would want to live in a cold state and don't see the sun as much, so we moved down to Austin and call it home. And Austin has been so welcoming. We're loving it. We ain't going anywhere. Yes, ma'am. Shirley.
I've gone on quite a few medical missions to Central America as well as Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico after hurricane. And we were taking prescription lenses that did not have the same reading on each. And when optometrists traveled with us, they said we can do more harm than good with those. So now we take only readers. And I noticed you took readers.
Yes.
For the children that can't read very well yet and they still have equal vision, or is that what you recommend?
So it's a bit limited when we go on a mission trip. We give them as close as the prescription that we can. So say if you have the numbers are not the same, both eyes, we can only go to the lower number. So the one eye would be undercorrect. But we cannot give them a high number on both eyes because that would be too much for their eyes. They can always tolerate a lower number.
Oh, good to know.
Yes.
So you do.
Great question.
Do you have the opportunity to use the eyeglasses that the Austin founder collect from their community? Like I collect glasses from 23 places in Round Rock, and we sort them out and we clean those readers up, the ones that are in good condition, and we use those to put them on children.
Yes. So when we so we did use those when we went to Vietnam mission trip last year, and in our office we also have a box to collect them to give to Lions Club too. Yes, wonderful work. It takes a lot of work to sort them.
Hey,
thank you.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, Kim, can I answer that question she just said? Okay, I'd like to clarify that. What happened was Marchon, which is one of the best iframe companies in the United States, as you know, they sent me a whole bunch of boxes for us to use. And due to the fact that I had a whole bunch of brand new frames and glasses, those are the ones that I gave you. These were not rebuilt. These are brand new from Marchon, and Marchon was very happy to give them.
Yes, well, we did use them too. So we etched the lenses and we put them. We put the lenses in the frames that you have given us, and we took them along. Yes. So we had a mix of new ones and some used ones.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So Kim, if the founders sort the glasses and give you the best readers, you could take those instead of having to buy other glasses?
Oh yes, yes, yes. And in fact, that's what we did. When we wanted 500 of certain powers, and then 500 of some other powers. So we got some negative lenses and some plus lenses, and we didn't request from you directly because we had the frames that were given to us. Sam has given to us that, but we had requested the certain powers to be fulfilled. So we don't need like a ton of them of the same power. Kind of need sort out certain powers. So we have a little bit of a mix. Then when we give them out, yes. Did that answer the question?
Kinda. I've got 3 suitcases of readers, and my mission was canceled for this year.
Yes.
So I want to share some of these with you.
You're breaking up a little bit.
I've got 3 suitcases of readers. And
okay. Yes. Oh, not right now because of COVID. When we have canceled our mission to the Philippines, we were scheduled to go. We had the schedule to go in July or June of this past summer, but we have to cancel that. So I don't know when we'll be able to travel international again. Yes. Yeah.
That's why
we will take them. Yes. Thank you.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
A question?
Yes, sir.
Could you tell us a little bit about how to use those readers? I'm not familiar with that. Explain how that works.
Say again? The rules?
They say using glasses for readers. They call them readers. What are they talking about?
Oh, okay. So reading glasses, we use them to correct any hyperopia cases, and a hyperopia or farsighted. So if we screen the child and the number comes out with plus numbers, that means the child is hyperopia. And we would see what their power is, the closest power, and we would give them readers if we don't have the exact. So sometimes say they need plus 150 on right eye and plus 1 on the left eye, we would give them readers of plus 1. So
which means they can read close by, but they can't see far. What does that mean?
Oh, okay. So the definition of myopia that Sam asked earlier, myopia is they can see up close, they cannot see far. That's hyperopia, that's myopia or nearsighted. Hyperopia or farsighted means that they can see distance pretty well, but up close not too good. Now that's only true if the number's low. A lot of hyperopia kids or far-sighted kids can not see both far and near. And so the glasses actually help them in both.
What's the
School
percentage? What's the percentage of myopia and myopia and the ones that can read? What's the
that we
percentage of people?
that we
Most of the
encounter
people
at
can only,
Mission. I'm sorry. Go
yes,
ahead.
what's the percentage? Most of the people can see close but not far, or most of the people can see far and not close?
Yes, so when we, at our mission trip, surprisingly, we use more plus glasses or reading glasses than myopia. Because I guess because the children in village, they don't have technology. They don't have a phone. They don't have computers that they hang on to every day. They out in the field working with their parents. And so a lot of them have a lot of sun damage, but also they need hyperopia. They have hyperopia prescription. So we end up giving them reading glasses plus power lenses. Yes.
Hey, Doc, Kim,
Yes.
I've got something that I want to let you know. I am farsighted, and of course, I buy these inexpensive glasses so that I can read. So I am farsighted, and I'm fortunate. But here's the kicker: I am 20/20. I just had a major eye test, and I'm still 20/20. But I have glaucoma. That is very, very misleading. Just because you have 20/20, you could be going blind by glaucoma. So I am treated for glaucoma even though I have 20/20 vision. So people will go to a optometrist or a doctor because they think they're 20/20, and all along they could have glaucoma like I do.
Okay, that's an excellent question, Sam, because I think you say the word misleading is very true. Where glaucoma is a silent disease. That means you could have clear vision, but something is going on in the back of the eyes that go undetected until doctors look inside your eyes with a device. And as you can see, when we did our charity vision clinic in Port Arthur 3 years ago, we actually brought our retinal scan with us, the giant Optos machine. And then we have a handheld retinal scan when we went overseas mission trip, because checking the retina is very essential. We didn't just check their vision to see if they can see or not see, or reading the e-chart. We checked their retina to make sure nothing unusual was going on with that optic nerve and their retina. And then that's the way to really prevent blindness, because if they were to have something going on that retina, they really need to be checked further. So screening for VA or vision is one. Need glasses, hyperopia, myopia is the second, but the retina screening is just as essential. Yeah. Yes.
Dr. Kim, a question has come up on the chat. Where does the OEBB get their funding? How is OEBB funded?
That's a great question, Mark, because we're just starting. Obviously, we a lot of the fundings are from donated. We our awards because of what we want to do. With passion, we donated a lot into our cause, but also we do some mini fundraising. And then we partners with some of the organizations so we can minimize the cost. So when we go on a mission trip, all of the members who go pay for their own expenses and airfare and travel. And then the glasses, if we can get them donated to us, we would do that. So the team would donate the time. Now, obviously for the local give back, we partners with other nonprofit groups. So like the hygiene kits that we get and we donate out, we partner with Heart to Heart International. So our team would constantly doing something, volunteering, and partner ups with other organizations to really make a positive impact. So we don't just do vision. I think we want to connect that vision with education, but also to really give that perspective to life to the families that volunteer with us. But yeah, we need a lot of help in terms of funding. That is for true. And I think it's true for all nonprofits now, just because, yeah.
If we could have just one more question, and then okay, I see, Gaylord, you have your hand up.
Yes, and I'll be quick, but thank you so much for your work, and congratulations on all that you do, and your presentation is very inspirational. I want to kind of go back to JP's point, kind of the human interest aspect. You came to the United States when you were 19. Tell us about how that occurred, but tell us about the background for your family, your parents and grandparents, because the United States and Vietnam has had quite a relationship, to say the least. And I'd like to know how you felt about returning to your homeland on your mission trip.
Yes, great questions, because it's definitely, it's a cost to the heart. I think my families, the families from refugees, actually after the fall of Saigon, we were in the south of Saigon, and after the fall of Saigon in 1975, I was born on September. So my mom was pregnant during the time of the fall of Saigon. So our family took a big toll with that political fallout. And so then my brother and sister actually were boat people. So they crossed the ocean, got to the Philippines, and then got sponsored to go to the US eventually. And my father fought alongside with American soldiers in the South Vietnam during the time. So I think when us finally got here in 1994, the rest of the family got united. I think there's a big call in all of us South Vietnamese to really think that we want to give back to the country that we now call home. I think without all of this political happened in 1975, I would not have been here. I would have been living in Saigon now. But because we came here at age of 19, I felt like I have nothing to lose. I have to keep on going forward. And I was fortunate enough to attend ESL classes that was offered free to us at the community college in Chicago, and continue on with school and scholarship. So give back is the only way to make it make sense. You know, it just makes sense. And I think it's a personal cost. But going back to Vietnam, I think I mean now, Open Eyes Beyond Border is a nonprofit with no political and no religious affiliation. So that way we open our doors to anybody who want to do good and believe in just giving back. And then we do it in all the countries, at home and abroad. Yes. Thank you. That's really touched the cause to my heart too.
Well,
Yes.
thanks for sharing that. That's very special, and best of luck for your continued work and great cause.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I really love the chance to share. And your organization, hands down, I mean, you guys have been here the longest. I looked up to you guys even way back in October School. Lions Club has always been the one, but I'm fortunate enough to work with the Founders Club. That's even more awesome. So I tell my friend all the time. And thank you again for the chance to be here, especially Sam for giving me this introduction. And everyone, please stay safe. And pray for us. We're gonna go to Lake Charles tomorrow at 5:30. We'll be heading out. Hopefully no rain for us on the road.
All right. Well, thank you, Kim, for your wonderful presentation. As you referred, our Lions Club is very close to vision and support each other.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Thank you for your work going out to countries.
Yes. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay. Take care now.
We will, I want to take a moment to talk about next week's program. I mentioned that next week we will have District Governor Gary as our guest and our speaker. He is a member of the Cameron Lions Club and is a longtime Lion. So invite everyone and encourage everyone to please join us for next week's program with District Governor Gary as our guest and as our speaker. If there are no other announcements or good causes that we need to talk about, then this meeting is adjourned. And
Thank you.
can stay, yes.
Thanks,
You can
thanks,
stay
Rudy.
on,
Thank you, everyone. Take
stay
care.
on and visit with each
Thank you,
other.
Kim.
Bye. Thank you, Doc.
Bye. Bye, Sam.
Rudy.
Thank you.
Great meeting.
Bye, Rudy. Bye.
Bye.
Rudy Gaylord.
Yes,
Bye,
yes.
Rudy. Bye, Mark.
Thank